we'll start with chanting Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Okay. Please inhale deeply. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Good morning, everyone. Hari Om. Welcome back. As you know, we are all covering Tattva Bodha. Okay. So, in Tattva Bodha, the Mangalacharanam shloka is, we'll chant Mangalacharanam shloka. Mangalacharanam shloka is Vasudevendra Yogindram. Please repeat after me. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum Mumukshurnam Hitathaya Tattva Bodho Bhidhiyate. So, in the text, we have covered the sadhana chatushtaya, the fourfold qualifications. In there, why sadhana chatushtaya? Because the opening statement in the text, the summarization statement said, sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikarina moksha sadhanam bhutam tattva viveka prakaram vakshyama. That's what it said. So, it said, for those people who are endowed with sadhana chatushtaya, for them to attain moksha, Tattva Viveka Prakara means the process of Tattva Viveka is going to be explained. That's what it said. So we completed the first section, and then the second section we started Tattva Viveka. Okay, in our last session. Now, the question asked in last session was Tattva Viveka Kaha? What is Tattva Viveka? And then the answer came up was Atma Satyam Tadanyat Sarvam Mithya Iti. So, being Atma, the self alone is truth. Other than that, everything else is Mithya. So, in that aspect, we learned that there are three aspects. Satyam, Mithya, Asatya. Yes, Sat, Mithya, Asat. Meaning truth, apparent one, and false. So Sat, truth as in like not in, it is not English truth. This is a Vedantic truth. Truth in Vedanta means what we understood was it is true and it can never be negated based on time. Okay, Desha Kala Vastu Parichinata. It cannot be negated based on time. It cannot be negated based on space, meaning location, and then it cannot never be negated based on by object. And so that means and then let's say the final asat means it can never be experienced. So truth can never be negated, or the asat can never be experienced. So the mithya is something that can be experienced but yet negated. Okay. So this is what we understood. So an example of a simple example of mithya or the apparent one is the blueness in sky. Okay, so the blueness in sky is experienced, but there is no such thing as blue color in sky. So that is a simplified example. But then once we start analyzing ourselves, right? So I mean, like everything else in the world, they don't stand to the pure definition of Sat. For example, if I look at this pen, this is a pen. This is a pen with respect to time, space, and object. What does it mean? This is a pen probably manufactured a year ago or 2 years ago. Prior to this, what was that? It was not a pen. Similarly, maybe some years from now, it will be disintegrated and recycled into something else. Then it is not a pen. So it doesn't stand the test of time. It can never, it is not always pen. Okay, so it fails the time test. Then it is a pen only in this location, in the adjacent space here or here, it is not a pen. So that is what it means. So if it's a pen, the pen should be there everywhere. That is the second aspect. The third aspect is that this pen should not be negated by the presence of another object. So for example, if I show another object like a book, this book has covered this pen. So that means what? This pen is falsified. One object is falsified in the presence of another object. So whereas the perfect Sat should be in and through everything. So no matter what we show, where we show, which period of time we show, it has to be the same thing. This is the definition of truth. Okay, so we saw Sat, Asat, Mithya. Then the question is that, what is this Atma? That was a question asked. So then this question dropped a huge number of terms. Okay. We said Atma Kaha, that was a question was asked. When that question was asked, the answer was Sthoola, Sookshma, Karana, Shareera. Meaning there are three types of Shareeras, bodies. Sthoola meaning gross body, Sookshma is subtler body, and Karana is causal body. Okay, there are three types of bodies: Sthoola, Sookshma, Karana, Shareerat. Vyatiriktaha, other than these three types of bodies. Okay, so we need to understand what these three bodies are. Then Panchakosha Atitaha. So there are five koshas. Okay, what are these koshas? We'll come to it later. Okay, and it is other than five koshas. Okay, then Avastha Traya Sakshi. So Avastha, there are three Avasthas, and Avastha Traya Sakshi. It is a witness of these Avastha Traya. Okay, so that means that just if it is witnessing these Avastha, it is also different from this Avastha. What are these Avasthas? There are three states. Avastha means state. State one is waking state, dreaming state, and deep sleep state. Okay. And then it also said Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha. That its true nature is Sat, meaning truth. We just talked about what truth is. Chit, will come to it later. Consciousness, Ananda. Okay, means bliss. Okay, again, we'll understand the nature of what exactly is bliss later on. Okay, so this is what, yes, sun, yes, tishtati sa atma. So whatever is there, that is atma. So Sthoola Shareera, Sookshma Shareera, Karna Shareera, 3, Panchakoshas, 5, 3 plus 5, 8, Avasthatraya, so another 3, so 11 total, and then Satchitananda Swarupa, so then 3 more. So 14 things that are, I mean, the answer was loaded with 14 new terms. So obviously the student wants to know, what are these 14 terms? So the very first term that was mentioned was Sthoola Shareera. So now the question is that, what is Sthoola Shareera? That was the question that was asked by the student. So what was the question asked? Sthoola Shareeram Kim. Okay. We chanted the shloka last week, but however, I mean, this phrase, this khanda, actually the word, in poetry we call it as shloka. In prose we call it as khanda. If the poetry, in poetry, if the verse is coming from either any Puranas or Itihasa or any books anywhere, it is called shloka. Only if that shloka is coming from the poetry is coming from Vedas, then it is called as mantra. Okay, so that's the difference between mantra and shloka. And then any prose is called as khanda. So, so if someone can go off mute and repeat after me, that would be great. The definition for Sthoola Shareeram. Sthoola Shareeram Kim?
Sthoola Shareeram Kim?
Panchīkrita.
Panchīkrita.
Panchamahabhūtaihi.
Panchamahabhūtaihi.
Kritam.
Kritam.
Tatkarmajanyam.
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 Satta. Satkarmajanyam.
Sukha-dukkhādi.
Sukha-dukkhādi.
Bhogayatanam.
Bhogayatanam.
Shareeram.
Shareeram.
Asti.
Asti.
Jayate.
Jayate.
Vardhate.
Vardhate.
Viparinamate.
Viparinamate.
Apakshiyate.
Apakshiyate.
Vinashyati.
Vinashyati.
Iti.
Iti.
Shadvikaravat.
Shadvikaravat.
Tat.
Tat.
Sthoola Shareeram.
Sthoola Shareeram.
This is the definition of Sthoola Shareeram. So now in this again, a lot of the definition is packed with a lot of things. First, what it said is Panchīkruta Panchamahabhūtaihi. So this part we covered in the last session, but what I'll do is that actually let me share my screen for a quick second. So it becomes very easy. Okay, so let me share. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So now what we said is that there are Panchamahabhutas, 5 great elements. Okay, space, air, fire, water, and usually like what we say it as Prithvi. Prithvi is usually translated as earth, but from a Vedantic perspective, Prithvi means solid matter. Okay. So these are the 5 great elements. Now these Panchamahabhutas, when they were created, we'll study more later on, but it's a quick trying to understand, right? So they are in pure state. When they are in pure state, they cannot really mix with one another. Okay, so no creation is possible when everything is pure state. So they have to have a mixture of those. For example, if you think about hydrogen atom, okay, hydrogen atom in its pure state cannot exist on its own. It exists as 2 hydrogen atoms coming together and becoming H2. So the hydrogen molecule is 2 hydrogen atoms together. Okay, so in its form that exists as a molecule. As an individual atom, it doesn't exist, even though it can in theory. So this is how these are as well. So what happened is that it is said that when in the process of creation, okay, initially there are 5 elements. We'll go in detail later on. Okay, and these 5 elements, because they could not create a creation, they were all cut into half. Okay, and then once they're cut into half remained as is, and another half is cut into 4 pieces. Okay, now once these are cut into 4 pieces, what happened was this each half, the 1/4 of each piece went and mixed with everything else. So don't worry about the sound, touch, form, taste, smell. We will cover that later. So this is how, so now what we have space is not real space, but this has some element of air, fire, water, and solid matter in it, and vice versa. Okay, and the same way everything else is. Now, in this process, what happened is that now these are ready to mix with each other, and creation is possible. So this is, so these are the Pancha Mahabhutas that are grossified. So again, like one more term in case if you missed last class, whenever we hear the gross, okay, it is not dirty or something like that. Gross means it is more tangible, more visible, more perceptible compared to subtle, which is difficult to see, difficult to experience, or difficult to perceive. Okay, so here in this way, in this one, they were before Panchikarana, they were all subtle and they couldn't be experienced. But once they are grossified this way, they were able to be, uh, they were, you are able to experience them. Okay, so this Panchikruta Pancha Mahabhutaihi. Okay, so what happened is that this body is made up of Sthoola Shareera, means gross body. Gross body means something that can be experienced, seen, physical body. Okay, this physical body is that can be seen. It is made up of 5 elements. Now, so Panchikruta Pancha Mahabhutaihi, meaning Pancha Mahabhutas that are undergone this Panchikarana. So that is the cause of our physical body. Now, if this is the cause of our physical body, if the cause is same, then the effect should be same. Okay. If the cause is same, the effect should be same. Then how did I have a different body than you or anyone else? So we all have different bodies, etc. So why did we have these different bodies? Why did we have different experiences, etc.? That's the next question. That is part is answered in the next part. Sat karma janyam. Okay. So now here, let me stop sharing for a quick second. Okay. So sat karma janyam. So now what we say is that, let us say if you are making a cup of coffee. If you're making a cup of coffee, what are the ingredients? Actually, not. Let me do one more thing. Actually, let me share. Actually, I have something else. So share. Can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you see? What do you see on my screen? I just want to make sure I'm sharing the right.
Panchikruta Pancha Mahabhutaihi.
That's what I got a doubt. So, okay. Now,
A brinjal.
oh,
Eggplants.
okay. So now, so this is an eggplant. So now someone wants to eat this eggplant. Okay. So if this is an eggplant that someone wants to eat, now the question is that what can you eat? Okay. So if you are a North Indian, you probably want to eat something like a bangan bharta is made. If you're South Indian, maybe as a Telugu person, a gutti vankai kura is made. Okay, same eggplant. And further, if you're Italian, you have an option of eggplant parmesan, and if it is Chinese, eggplant in garlic sauce, and if it is Middle Eastern, it is baba ganoush, etc. All of these can be made. So now the question is that if all of this can be made, right? What made the difference? Okay, same eggplant, different outcomes. Different outcomes are based upon the doer who wants to eat it. Okay, so whenever we are making something, there are two parts. There are base ingredients, and then there's a recipe. Okay, so now who is cooking this? Who is making this recipe? Somebody's, I mean, as in like who is implementing this recipe is some cook or a chef is the one who is doing it. Okay, so if that is the case, now understand this eggplant becomes the material cause for whatever I'm eating. Okay, the recipe plus the one who is creating the chef together are called as nimitta karana or efficient cause. Okay, so in Vedanta it is called efficient cause. Efficient cause means because of that person's efficiency, that outcome has come. Okay, and so this efficient cause in Sanskritam is called as nimitta karana. Okay, nimitta karana, and the material cause is called upadana karana. So upadana karana, nimitta karana, material cause and efficient cause. So now that we introduce those two terms, then the question is that what are these different things? So in this example, Panchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi, in this particular statement, Panchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi, these Panchamahabhutas, which have gone through Panchikarana, they are material cause. But why we have differences is based on Sat Karma Janyam. So karma means action. Janyam means based upon your actions. Okay. So now Sat is has two meanings here. Sat has one meaning of Sat is good. Okay. So that means based on your good karmas, a body is given. That is one way to read. And another way to read is Sat also means being. Okay. Being created because of karmas. That is another meaning. Okay. So both of them are applicable. Okay. So why? Because here the book is talking about, let us take one example, the first one, right? Sat karma janya as good karmas. Only when a person, like only when their good karmas are done, a highest possibility of evolution, I mean like being born in a highest possible evolution is possible, which is human being on this earth. That is one way. Okay. And then other one is that don't worry about whether it is good karma or bad karma. Whatever karmas you did, as a result, this body is born. So this is a material cause. So based upon the type of karmas I have done in my past, this particular body is given. Based on karmas that you have done in the past, your body is given. Like that, everybody's body is given. So that is the efficient cause. So that is the reason why you have a different body, I have a different body. Then it says, Sukha Dukkhadi Bhogayatanam. Okay. Sukha Dukkha Adi. Okay. Sukha beginning with Sukha. Okay. And Dukkha. Okay. Sukha Dukkha means pleasure and pain. Bhoga means experience. So Bhoga means experience. Ayatana means a means. Okay. A means of experiencing sukha and dukkha and etc. Sukha, dukkha, etc. A means of experiencing good, bad, etc. is sukha, dukkha, bhoyatana. Meaning this Sookshma Shareera, what are we studying? We are studying about the definition for Sthoola Shareera, the physical body. So that means what? This physical body is a vessel to experience pain and pleasure. Okay. So so that means that this body is given for me to experience pain and pleasure based on the karmas I have done, okay, based on my past actions, I have been given a body to experience the results of those past actions. Okay. Now, this Shariram, so Shariram, okay, in Sanskritam, every word has a derivative. So Shariram means Shiryam Tattva. Shariram means one that undergoes modification is called Shariram. Okay. Now, so one that undergoes modifications are Sharira. Okay, so what are these modifications? Those are listed here as Jayate, Asti, Vardhate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyati. These are the 6 modifications it goes through. Vinashyati, Iti, Shat. Shat means 6. Vikara. Vikara means modifications. What? Etat Sthoola Shareera. This is what Sthoola Shareera means. Sthoola Shareera means it is made with Panchikruta Panchamahabhutas with as a material. Okay. It is based upon the actions that I have performed. It is meant to experience the pains and pleasures based upon my previous actions. And it goes through the 6-fold modifications. So what are those 6-fold modifications? Is Jayate, right? So now let us understand this 6 modifications. Okay. Jayate. Jayate means it has a birth. Okay. So Jayate means birth. So then anything that is born has to die. So that is Vinashyati. That is the last. First is birth. Last is Vinashyati. Now when it is born, something is tangible, visible, stays. Okay. So that was Asti is. Okay. Asti here is a relative term. Okay. A relatively existing. Okay. It is not like Sat. Okay. It is there. Yes. Okay. It is there. When I was born, this body has come into existence. Or maybe like you can also argue when my mother conceived me, from that time onwards, my body started existing. And after I pass away, when I'm cremated, the body is completely gone. Okay. But until then, it is there. Okay. So that is the Asti. Jayate Asti. Now, when the body is born, it grows. So Vardhate. Vardhate means grows or matures. Now, until 18 or 20, we say that we grow taller. 18 until 18 years. Then what happens? Until 18, we grow vertically. Then we start growing horizontally, right? So this horizontal growth, meaning not horizontal growth exactly, but the changes in the body that comes after the maturity of the growth, it is called as Viparinamate. Viparinamate means the changes that are happening without growth. Okay, so that means that like someone may have a well chiseled body in their 20s, but by the time they got into 50s, maybe there's a little bit of a pot belly, etc. Those are kind of changes we are talking about. That is Viparinamate. Then what happens if someone is standing on their weighing machine when they're in their 40s? Let us say they weigh 200 pounds. When they're in their 80s, what happens? And they stand in their on the weighing scale, would they weigh 200 pounds? Probably they will weigh maybe weighing around 100 or 120 pounds, right? So the body started decaying. So the decaying is called as apakshiya, meaning, okay, so apakshiyate, and finally the body perishes, vinashyati. So these are the 6 vikaras, meaning 6 modifications. Asti, sorry, jayate, birth, asti, exist, vardhate, growth, viparinamate, body changing, apakshiyate, which is decay, and vinashyati is perishing. Okay. So this Sthoola Shareera is made up of these 6 vikaras. Okay, so this is the definition of Sthoola Shareera, the physical body. Any questions before we move into the next one, Sookshma Shareera?
What's the meaning of asti here? Like, it means exist or is. But
Asti
what is the...
Yeah, asti means exist, but this is a relative existence as opposed to sat, which is absolute existence. Okay. So then after Sthoola Shareera, then the question is about Sookshma Shareera, because it said it is Atma is different from Sthoola, Sookshma, Karana Shareera, as it was said. So we need to understand what is Sookshma Shareera. Can someone go off mute and repeat after me for the definition of Sookshma Shareera? Okay. Sookshma Shareeram Kim?
Sookshma Shareeram Kim?
Apanchikruta.
Apachikruta.
Apanchikruta.
Apanchikruta.
Panchamahabhutaihi.
Panchamahabhutaihi.
Krutam.
Bhutam.
Tatkarmajanyam.
Tatkarmajanyam.
Satkarmajanyam.
Satkarmajanyam.
Sukha dukkhadi.
Sukha dukkhadi.
Bhoga.
Bhoga.
Sadhanam.
Sadhanam.
Pancha.
Pancha.
Jnanendriya-s.
Jnanendriya-s.
Pancha.
Pancha.
Karmendriya-s.
Karmendriya-s.
Pancha.
Pancha.
Pranadayah.
Pranadayah.
Manaschaikam.
Manaschaikam.
Buddhischaika.
Buddhischaika.
Evam.
Evam.
Saptadasha.
Saptadasha.
Kalabhihi.
Kalabhihi.
Yah saha. Saha.
Saha.
Yat tishthati.
Yat tishtati.
Tat.
Tat.
Sookshma Shareeram.
Sookshma Shareeram.
Okay, so if you have a book and if you compare with Sthoola Shareera, the first half definition seems very similar to Sthoola Shareera. Okay, so what is this Sookshma Shareeram? Sookshma Shareeram means subtle body. Subtle body, as I said, right, it is a little bit difficult to perceive or experience. Okay, now the very first as the definition for the Sthoola Shareera, the physical body, started with Panchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi. Here, it started with Apanchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi, meaning it is opposite. Whenever comes in front of a word, it usually means it negating the rest of the word. Okay, so like even in English, so sometimes what happens is typical. Typical means common. Atypical means uncommon. Okay, right? So here, Apanchikruta Panchamahabhutaihi means what? These Panchamahabhutas, remember like I showed you the slideshow? Before they have gone through that modification, they are Apanchikruta. They are in their Sookshma state. Okay, so they are actually at that time, there's a particular term called Tanmatras. Okay, but okay, so they have not undergone the modification. At that time, what happened is, okay, so that is the material cause. So those are the material cause for Sookshma Shareera. Then Sat Karma Janyam. So even the subtle body is also made up of because of the results of past actions. Then in the previous one, it said Sukha Dukkhadi Bhogayatanam. It is it is a container in which all experiences can be, all good and bad experiences can be experienced. So now it is said here, Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Sadhanam, meaning it is the means of experiencing pain and pleasure. Means what? The difference here. Okay, so the first two parts I think are clear. This is a little bit of a confusion. Okay, so Sukha Dukkhadi Bhogayatanam versus Sukha Dukkhadi Bhoga Sadhanam. Someone came and told you something bad. Okay, so they scolded you. Where did you experience the pain? The pain is experienced in the mind. Okay, so the mind is where the pain is experienced, but the mind cannot experience the pain without a body. I mean, like, a mind cannot exist without a body. So in that body, the mind is experiencing the pain. Even when the body, okay, so suppose someone hits, okay, like really badly, okay. Now, we say that the body is experiencing the pain, but the body is inert, okay. The pain actually is experienced again by the experience of pain. Like if you think about the like Western medical system or anything like that, it takes experience in brain. But even in subtler than brain again is I mean, like from a Vedanta perspective, even brain is inert, but the brain is operated because of the presence of mind. So that mind is again the one that is experiencing. Okay, so the experience is all happening at the mind level, body level. It is just going through. Okay, so that is the container to experience. This is the actual experience. Okay, so this Sookshma Shareera is where the pain is being experienced, the pain and pleasures are being experienced. Now, what is exactly this? In Sthoola Shareera, what happened? What was the nature of Sthoola Shareera? We said it has 6 kind of differences. I mean, like it goes to 6 kind of modifications. Jayate, asti, vardate, viparinamate, apakshiyate, and vinashyate. But here, now, this is where it is different. It said, this Sookshma Shareera contains Pancha, means 5. Jnanendriya-s, 5 Jnanendriya-s, meaning organs of or faculties of perception. Then it also has Pancha Karmendriya-s, 5 faculties of action. Pancha Pranadaya, 5 pranas are there. Okay. Then Manaschaikam, meaning Manaha cha ekam is Manaschaikam. So there is one mind. Buddhischayika. Buddhi is another one. Buddhi cha eka. Buddhi. So 5 Jnanendriyas, 5 Karmendriyas, 5 pranas, mind, and buddhi, meaning intellect. Evam saptadasha kalabihi. So there are 17. Okay, all of them together, put together. 17. Saptadasha means 17. Kalabihi, meaning 17 facets. Okay. Saha yat hishtari, the one that is sitting with all this is called Tat Sookshma Shareeram. So this is what Sookshma Shareera is. So again, please understand, when we say Jnanendriyas or Karmendriyas, Indriyas means they are not physical, they are subtle. I think we talked about in the beginning, right? So when I look at my eyeball, this is a socket, okay, in which the vision is there. So the vision is Indriya. This eyeball is merely a socket. Okay, so this eye is called as Golaka. Okay, the vision is Indriya. Okay, so so whether it is eyes, again, ears are, the physical ears are sockets, the ability to hear is Indriya. Okay, like that. So, but unfortunately, what happens is in Sanskritam, these terms, these words are somewhat overloaded. So they use the same words for both Indriya and Golaka. Okay, both the faculty as well as the physical organs. So that's why there will be a little bit of a confusion. So especially in English, when we say eyes, ears, etc., when we talk about these Indriyas, right? Jnanendriya-s, etc., please understand they're talking about the faculty of vision. If they say eyes, that means faculty of vision. If they say ears, faculty of hearing, like that, as opposed to physical ears or physical eyes. Okay. So this is what Sookshma Shareera is. Now again in here, what happened? We introduced the concept of Jnanendriya-s. We introduced the concept of Karmendriya-s. We introduced the concept of Pancha Pranas, right? And then mind and intellect, all these terms are introduced. So obviously we had to go through, understand what those are. So here, as you see, right? I mean, like it is a layered approach. We take one layer and then there's another layer behind it, and then we peel another layer. Okay, so this is a style of teaching in this text. So someone else want to go off mute and repeat after me? We will try to understand what are Jnanendriyas.
Okay,
Okay, Jay.
very short.
So here now in this what happened is that so far the teacher, every time teacher is introducing a word, student is asking, oh, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? Like that, right? So now I think teacher understood that student is not going to leave him without he won't give him a free pass. So this time what happened is that even before student asked, oh, what are these Jnanendriyas, the teacher himself started explaining. Okay, so this is the definition of Jnanendriyas. Shrotram,
Shrotram,
Tvak,
Vak,
Chakshuhu,
Shakshuhu,
Rasana,
Rasana,
Granam,
Granam,
iti,
Iti,
Pancha,
Pancha,
Jnanendriyani,
Jnanendriyani,
Srotrasya,
Shtrotriyas, Trasya,
Digdevata,
Digdevata,
Tvacho,
Vacho,
Vayuhu,
Vayuhu,
Chakshushaha,
Shakshu, Shaha,
Suryaha,
Suryaha,
Rasanaya,
Rasanaya,
Varunaha,
Varunaha,
Granasya,
Granasya,
Ashvinau,
Ashvinau,
iti,
Iti,
Jnanendriya,
Jnanendriya,
Devataha.
Devataha.
There's one more paragraph. Okay. Srotrasya, Srotrasya,
Shrotrasya,
Vishayaha,
Visayaha,
Shabda,
Shabda,
Grahanam,
Rahanam,
Tvacho,
Vacho,
Vishayaha,
Vishayaha,
Sparsha,
Sparsha,
Grahanam,
Grahanam,
Chakshusho,
Chakshusho,
Vishayaha,
Vishayaha,
Rupa,
Rupa,
Grahanam,
Grahanam,
Rasanaya,
Rasanaya,
Vishayaha,
Visayaha,
Rasagrahanam,
Rasa Grahanam,
Granasya,
Granasya,
Vishayaha,
Visaya,
Gandha,
Gandha,
Grahanam,
Grahanam,
iti.
Iti.
So okay. So what happened is this time teacher has explained everything in simple words so that student has no more questions about Jnanendriya-s. Okay. So now here he said, first, he said, Shrotram Tvak Chakshuhu Rasana Granam iti Pancha Jnanendriyani. So first he listed what are the 5 Jnanendriyas. Shrotram, Tvak, Chakshu, Rasana, Granam. Shrotram means the ability to hear is Shrotram. Chakshuhu means ability to see is Chakshu. Okay. Tvak. Tvak means ability to feel the sense of touch. Okay. So that means, again, in English, we loosely translate it to skin. Okay. But skin, what happens when air comes? You feel and touch. You feel the touch, right? That sense of touching is thought. Rasana. Rasana means when I was young in India, I probably still saw Rasana usually means a mango drink with maybe 2% mango juice in there. Okay, it's a kind of like a Kool-Aid with mango. But here, Rasana is not that one, but Rasana is taste. Okay, Granam means ability to smell. So, ability to hear, ability to feel that touch, ability to see, ability to taste, ability to smell. These are the 5 Jnanendriyas. Okay. Now, then, if these are the 5 Jnanendriyas, what are the then what about the rest? We already got the information. Why so much? Now the teacher is not satisfied with that. He wanted to give more information. Shrotrasya Digdevata. Okay, so there is a devata named Digdevata. Okay. So this is okay. So for reference, okay, I just pause it, right? So here in its next section, Shrotrasya Digdevata, Tvacho Vayu, Chakshusha, Chakshusha Suryaha, Rasanaya Varanaha, Granasya Ashvino. So here 5 devatas names are mentioned. Okay, and they are the presiding deities. Okay, so devata means not God. Okay, in Sanskritam, whenever we say deva or devata, they are not God, they are deities. Okay, meaning a form of a departmental form of the whole God. Okay, in Hinduism, we have one God, one universal God, and that universal God appears as different aspects. Okay, sorry, let me rephrase this. Different aspects of the same universal God is personified and visualized as different deities. Okay, we have many deities, but one God. Okay, so in we say, at least in Telugu, we say Mukoti Devata, means 3 crore. 3 crore means 30 million devatas are there. Means that the same universal God appears as 30 million deities. Meaning what? Everything in and around us is that God alone in some form or other. That is the idea. So here, so now, specifically, now, how do we know who is this devatas, etc.? First of all, like these faculties are unseen. These devatas, these deities are also unseen. So the relationship between this faculty and this presiding deity is also unseen. Because the Vedas said it, we accept it. Okay, so if someone asks, prove me, we don't have an answer. Okay, I want to first make this disclaimer clear and then get into it. Okay, Srotrasya Dik Devata. So there is a Devata named Dik Devata. Dik means directions. Okay, so we don't have any references in Puranas for this Dik Devata. So I don't know who this Dik Devata is. Okay? Neither did my teacher also did not explain that. Okay, I won't say that he did not know, but he did not explain it either. Okay, so the presiding deity of hearing is the god of the deity of directions. Meaning what? You can hear a sound coming from which direction. So when you hear some sound, you know, oh, it is coming from this side or maybe this side, etc. Right? So you can point to the direction when you hear some sound. So that means that is the presiding deity. The directions are the presiding deity of hearing. Tvacho, for skin, the skin means again the touch. Okay, Vayuhu means wind god, okay, or wind deity. What happens when there is wind? You feel the wind on our skin. So it is said that the ability to touch, okay, the faculty of touch, the presiding deity is wind. Chakshushaha, for eyes, it is Surya, meaning sun. Why? I can see only when there is light. Whether I see in sunlight or moonlight or tube light, LED light, whatever it is essentially all that light is originally coming from sun alone. So that is why sun is the presiding deity of vision. Rasanaya, for taste, it is Varuna. Varuna means he is the deity of water. Okay. Now it is said, I haven't tried. Okay, if all the wetness on our tongue is removed, say for example, take like a paper towel and dab it, and if you put some salt on our tongue, we cannot really taste it. Okay, for us to taste, a little bit of water is required, meaning saliva or something like that is required. Otherwise, we cannot taste anything. So, and then mouth is producing, the tongue is producing saliva all the time. So that is why for Rasanaya, for the faculty of taste, Varuna Devata, okay, he is the presiding deity, Adhishthana. Okay, then Ghanasya, for smell, it is said it is Ashvinau. So in Devatas, there are, you hear this Ashwini Devatas, usually they are like twins. And they are medicinal deities among Devatas. And the other reference to them, Ashwini Devatas, come in Mahabharata. They are the parents of Nakula and Sahadeva. Okay, so now why they are linked to Grana smell? Probably because we have two nostrils and Ashwin Devatas are two, or probably because they are medicinal and they are the life givers, they are the doctors of Devatas, right? Okay, so they are the ones who actually, it is said that Ashwini Devatas are the ones who so like we have two branches even in Ayurveda. One is the surgery, other is medication. Okay, as in like pharmaceuticals. So they are one. I don't recall like which one is which one, but like one of them is responsible for surgery, other one for medical. Sorry, the pharmacology. So they are the ones give life or sustain life, and pranas or the somehow like the nose maybe has a link to this one. So I don't know for sure, but Ashwini Devatas are said to be the presiding deity for sense of smell. Now these are Jnanendriya Devatas. Now there's one more. We will a part. We'll finish that one also. Shrotrasya Vishaya Shabda Grahanam. Very simple. Shrotrasya Vishaya Shabda Grahanam. The subject matter or the function, okay, not even subject matter, the function of listening is to catch sound. Tvacho Vishayaha, the function of skin or the faculty of touch is to feel the touch. Sparsha grahana. Sparsha means touch. Chakshusho Vishayaha, eyes. Rupa grahana. Rupa is form. Okay. So it can perceive the form in 3D, of course. Okay. Rasanaya Vishayaha, rasa grahanam, to the subject matter or the function of this rasana is what? To taste. Okay. Granasya Vishayaha, Granasya, this the faculty of smell, what is it? To catch smell. Gandha grahana. Gandha is smell. Okay. So we use the word for gandha to typically sometimes we also call sandalwood as gandha. Okay, gandha. And but gandha actually means smell. Okay, so sugandha means good smell. Durgandha means bad smell. Okay, so these are the 5 aspects. Okay, so Jnanendriya-s are 5: Shrotra, Tvak, Chakshu, Rasana, and Ghana. They have Dig Devatas. Okay, now once you read about these Adhisthana Devatas, probably this is some information that you may not use it later on in your day-to-day life. Okay, but the other one, Shrotasya Vishesh, Shabda Grahanam, Sparsha Grahanam. Okay, so their functions are self-explanatory, right? So these are the Jnanendriyas. And so what did we do today? We studied the definition of Sthoola Shareera, and we studied the definition of Sookshma Shareera, and then we also studied what are Jnanendriyas. So we'll pause here and see if we have any questions. We can do the next is the Karmendriyas, etc. We'll do in the next session. So any questions based on what you heard so far?
So you mentioned total 17, right? In that Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, and Devatas total 15, and then
No, Devatas are not included. Karmendriyas are included 5. Jnanendriyas are included 5. 5 types of pranas are there. So that they're together so far is 15. Mind and intellect. Manaha and buddhi. So those are the.
Hariom, so one quick question about the first line of the 2 shlokas. So Sthoola Shareeram is Panchikrita Pancha Mahabhuta, which means, the combination, each Mahabhuta combines to create. So there is a combination. And then this one is Apanchikrita Pancha Mahabhuta. So it's a little easier to understand Sthula Shareeram as being a combination. But Sookshma Shareeram as being in its pure form, I'm finding it a little hard to understand.
Yeah. So we actually like the reason I did not cover that in detail is because in the next section, I mean not immediately, but we have a section where what exactly Panchikarana means. Okay, and what is Sthula, Sookshma, etc. That is discussed in detail. So that's why I did not cover that. But think about this way, right? When we say hydrogen as an atom, okay, in theory it exists. Hydrogen as an atom exists, but it doesn't have its own independent existence. Usually it exists as H2. Okay, 2 atoms of hydrogen as a single molecule. So it exists, all atoms exist in their molecular form, not in atomic form. Okay, so but at a subtler level, yes, hydrogen atoms exist as well as oxygen atoms exist, etc. In the same way, what is happening is that at a gross level, while it is not possible for these Panchamahabhutas to exist, at a subtle level, it is possible. When it is possible at subtle level, subtle things are possible from that. So the mind, these indriyas are made with subtler material. Because they are made with subtler material, it is possible to get the combination of from this apanchikuta panchamahabhutas as a material cause for these subtle ones. Does that help, Malini?
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'll wait for tanmatras later in the study to understand it better. Thank you.
Any other thoughts, inputs, feedback, questions? Okay. There are no questions. We are closed now. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om